Today we're going to talk about the Flair 58 right here. I guess the salient question is this machine right here the best machine for espresso lovers? If you don't want to make anything with milk drinks, I think that this is a great option because you have control. You can choose between 3 different preheating temperatures. We're going to take a look at that. And then also the pressure, right? So you can do a really soft pre-infusion. You can do like a really soft blooming, just holding like 1 bar of pressure for a long time. You can do whatever you want with this, and that is the really nice thing. You can experiment. So yes, I think it is really the best option if you just want to do espresso at home. With that being said, of course, there's some caveats there, and let's just start here with the power brick. So I've watched a few videos before making my own here, and some people complain about this. I mean, I don't mind it too much. It's a little unsightly, but on the other hand, what do you expect, right? And this power brick right here, the nice thing about it is it can handle anywhere between 100 and 240 volts input and anywhere between 50 and 60 hertz. So the nice thing is you can just take this thing with you. If you're traveling, you know, wherever in the world, you'll be able to bring your machine with you, plug it in. All you need is a physical adapter like this one here, and you can plug it in and you can make yourself an espresso. And what's really nice about this machine also, before I forget, is that it's nearly silent, right? So that is a really nice thing here. With this machine, you're building the pressure yourself with the piston and with the force of the lever instead of a vibratory or rotary pump. So those are really nice things. I've heard people complain also about this, that they feel like the unit itself is a little chintzy. I think the unit is fine. The button has got a pretty good tactile feel to it. It works fine. But yeah, this is a lot of cabling. What are you gonna do? That's just how it is. Let's plug it in. I do have 2 complaints, however, about this thing. The one thing is it makes really annoying beep. The second thing is it has no standby. So I've left this thing plugged in overnight on accident before, and because it is silent, I hadn't realized that I forgot to turn it off. Okay, there's that annoying beep that I was talking about. Makes that annoying beep sound when it comes up to temperature also. So I'm just gonna turn this on. I'm gonna put it on medium. So the reason that I got this thermal probe stuck in here is just to get an idea of what kind of temperatures that it oscillates at. As I mentioned, there's a low, medium, and high. I've got this temperature probe here basically in between the outer rubber jacket and the outside of the stainless steel chamber, just so that we can kind of see what kind of range that we got going on. So I've noticed that for low temperature, I'm between 90 and 95 degrees at this data point. For medium, I'm between 95 and 100, and for high, I'm between 100 and 105 degrees Celsius. And again, that's here on the outside of the water chamber, in between the chamber and the jacket.
Getting value from this video? Please take a moment to like and subscribe.
And anyway, what does the machine come with? Well, it comes with a nice bottomless portafilter, wooden handle, I do like that. Comes with a double basket. Comes with this silicone drip tray, which some people complain about. I don't mind it at all, and it's got these knobs in here, so I think that that's a good thing. I think these knobs essentially help for the water and whatever accumulates in there to be able to evaporate, so that's a good thing. What I don't like so much is that there's not enough space here to put just any kind of scale. This is the Time War Black Mirror, and this sucker doesn't fit in there. As you can see, it doesn't fit. I can try to put it like this, but then it can slip, so it's really not ideal. Therefore, I've been using this more or less without a scale. I do not plan on shelling out a bunch of money for an Akai lunar scale just so it can fit in here. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, there's the beep. It's up to temperature. And it's overshot its temperature. So it's gonna come back down and oscillate between 95 and 100. At least that's what I had viewed previously. So anyway, what else does it come with? Comes with a puck screen. I very quickly lost the puck screen that it came with, which is a shame. I had to buy a replacement. And it comes with this newer palm type tamper. Now, I prefer the kind that have got the handle on them. For me, those are easier to manipulate than this one, but This one, admittedly, it does feel nice. It looks really good. The design is cool. It fits together with the handle pretty well. Not 100% with the wood grain, but pretty similar. And just, they're nice accessories to have. The machine is made out of die-cast aluminum. I believe it's painted black. There's a few parts which are stainless steel, including the brew chamber of... Ooh, it's hot. The brew chamber, of course. Also, this manometer has got a stem, and the stem is also stainless steel. Now, one thing that I think looks a little chintzy, but it just kind of has to be that way because of the mechanics of the thing, is how this kind of wiggles back and forth as you're raising and lowering the lever. But I mean, that's just part of the design. Something that I do quite like is it's easy to remove this if you want to. You just have to pop this pin out, and then there's a piece on the right side that you can remove. Pull this hook up, and then you can remove the manometer simply by twisting it and removing it from its keyed fitting. So that's kind of nice. It's not that many parts in here, and I like that. Makes it really easy to clean and to descale, and that's one of the advantages for me. Descaling, really, really easy, and you can see the scale. So as soon as it starts to build up, all I do is just boil some water with some vinegar in it and put it in the top, lift up the lever, and then the water sucks down into the bottom. It bypasses the valve, and I just have a cup underneath, and you'll see it get cleaned right away. Really nice, really easy to clean. So that's a big advantage in my opinion. Now, before I go any further, I should mention that Flair did reach out to me and ask me if I would like to receive one of these and do a review on it. And I was always kind of interested in this machine, so I said yes. So therefore, this machine was provided by Flair for a review. With that out of the way, I'd say now we could just go ahead and make an espresso and talk about how good is the espresso on the machine and how does it work. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as far as making espresso is concerned, one thing that I noticed, and it's the same as the La Pavoni, is that you have to grind way finer. I'm here at like an 11 on the DF54, and normally I'm at a, I don't know, 16 or 17. So you do have to grind finer for lever machines. Okay. So this is, by the way, 17.5 grams of pretty freshly roasted beans. They are like a, slightly on the darker side of medium. So I'm going to use the medium preheating temperature, and that is something important to take into consideration, that this is just the temperature of the chamber itself. If you would put ambient temperature water in there, you'll see the temperature drop quite a bit. So this PID cannot control the actual brew temperature of the water. You still need a water kettle for that. And that's, in my opinion, one of the disadvantages of the machine, is that it's not only the machine itself that you have to purchase, but you also have to purchase a water kettle, and ideally one that has got, temperatures on it. And if you want anything milk-based, you'll also have to buy like a nano foamer or something to do your milk foaming. Plus, you'll need to put the milk in the microwave, and I find that's pretty cumbersome. So that's why I recommend this machine really only if you are looking to do espresso. And a lot of people, I've noticed, really just want to do espresso anyway. So I think that this machine is really excellent for that. If you want to do milk-based drinks, I'd probably suggest something else. All right, let's get our portafilter in there. Next comes our water. Pour the water in up to just about the top rim. And you're gonna hear it sizzle at the top. And I believe the heating element is here at the top. It's also the case that hot water rises up to the top, so it's gonna be slightly different than the water column there. But what I've noticed here with my temperature probe is that the heater does keep it at a certain temperature, which is good. It should keep it on the medium setting right around 95 degrees, which is nice to have that kind of temperature stability. So let's see what we get out. One thing to keep in mind, you'll see when I raise this,
The valve opens up.
And when I raise this, what's cool is that the water can scoot past that one-way valve and reach the puck. So now I can do a soft pre-infusion. And then ramp up to 6, 7, 8, 9 bars, whatever you like. You do have to be a little bit careful. Sometimes this whole unit scoots back and forth. So I'm trying to be careful here that it doesn't scoot out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna guess that that's probably around 35 grams right there. 40 grams, okay. So there's our shot right there. It does look nice and creamy. It gives us a nice crema on top. Beautiful brown color. What you would expect. And how's the taste? The taste in this case is smooth, kind of buttery, get some good chocolate notes, but I am a little bit sick right now. I can't really say too much more than that about this particular shot, but what I can tell you guys, before I was sick and testing this out with different beans, light roast, medium roast, a little bit darker roast, is that it seems to me that with this machine, you're able to get like more vibrant flavors. Like if I was getting some strawberry out of a lighter roast, that would be more intense strawberry here with this machine. That is a feeling that I get. I don't necessarily notice more clarity, like more separation of flavors, but what I do get is the flavors that I'm able to interpret. Those are more intense with this Flair 58. And I think that might also be a function of lever machines, because as you see, when I pull up the lever all the way and all the water bypasses through that valve and ends up on top of the puck, well, you got this water chamber sitting on top of the puck doing the pre-infusion at the atmospheric pressure. So you've got all that water sitting right on top of the puck, and I think that this kind of saturated puck in the beginning as a pre-infusion, I think that's able to just push a lot more of the flavors through the puck than an ordinary vibratory machine or even a rotary pump machine where you are just putting, you know, a little bit of water on top as a pre-infusion and then you're forcing all that through the coffee puck. I do feel like this type of system through that pre-infusion gives you more intense flavors. That's the feeling that I get anyway. One thing to certainly keep in mind is that this handle, when it's all the way up, is going to certainly be too tall for a lot of overhead cabinets. So this is 62 centimeters tall. That's something important to keep in mind. Of course, I would be remiss to not talk about price with this machine. This coming in at $575 US plus tax brings you up to about 600. Then what you have to get, of course, is a water kettle if you don't already have one. And those cost anywhere between 50 and 150 depending on which one you get. So to get started with this machine, you're talking probably somewhere closer to 700. And that's kind of on the high side. But it is a really good espresso maker. It does a great job, allows you really infinite possibilities to experiment, and those are really the advantages of the machine. But yeah, the price is on the high side. With all that being said, what do I think about the machine? It's pretty sweet. If you're just going for espresso, the amount of flexibility that you have in playing with pressure, being able to test out different kind of pressure profiles, I mean, that's awesome. You also got the 3 different pre-infusion settings, which relates to what your brew temperature is going to be in the end. It's all in all really a sweet machine to play around with. That being said, if you would like to do any milk drinks at all, it's hard to recommend the machine because then you're going to need something else, like a nanofoamer. You're going to need to put the milk in a microwave. It would just make the whole thing much more cumbersome if you want to make any kind of milk-based drinks. But for those espresso purists out there, very sweet machine. What do you guys think? What do you think about the Flair 58? Let me know in the comments, and if you made it this far in the video, put a hashtag Flair 58 in the comments. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Until next time, I say happy espresso drinking, arrivederci, pfiat and bye now.